And it's a healthy Thursday. Before I come to what we're talking about, I have a special message to you, Mirabel Sefako Dafamapo of Wesley Girls High School in Cape Coast. You're starting your WASI today. Mirabel Sefako Dafamapo of Wesley Girls Senior High School. I wish you the very best in this exam. I know that you're going to make Daddy and everybody proud. So all the best in the exams. Now, usually when a person is stressed, he or she thinks it should automatically lead to weight loss. That's what a lot of us believe. But checks reveal that that may not be the case. Stress can actually make you put on weight. Your body produces extra. Okay, why don't I just leave it to the doctor to tell us why? Because I suffer from that as well. And it's usually my tummy that becomes big and I hate it. So if your situation is just like mine, then this Healthy Thursday conversation is for you and I. My guest is no stranger to the show. In fact, he's become our Healthy Thursday doctor on call.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Joseph Akama is head of cardiology, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, University of Ghana Medical School as well. And it's always a privilege to have you because you've got lots of knowledge and you know how to break it down for everybody to be on board. So good morning again for being here. Thank you for your time.
I'm happy to be here.
I promise my viewers a stress-free Easter. But some of us will enjoy that stress-free and we'll put on weight. Why is that?
Well, good morning to your viewers. Stress is with us since time immemorial, and as human beings, we cannot live without experiencing stress. But stress-free with weight gain, maybe the enjoyment that comes with the Easter, the food, a lot of beverages that people consume, will end up by making them gain weight. So if you look at the trend, many people gain weight towards the end of the year. By the first month of the year, they put on some weight and they start bending it down. Then Easter, they put on a little bit, then they go down. But talking about stress, stress is something that you experience that is overwhelming, but you have an adaptive mechanism to control. However, if you are not able to control that stress, it becomes distress or negative stress, and it's prolonged, it can lead to problems. Stress actually makes us perform very, very well.
Stress makes us perform well?
Yes.
Okay.
But it is a negative stress that is not good. Because when you are going for an interview, you need some stress to sharpen your skills, make you stay on the job, be alert. If an athlete is about to perform his duty, he needs that good stress that will keep him going. And we all need that. But we're able to adapt, or when the stress is removed, then it's gone. So there are so many types of stress, different types. But basically, I'm going to concentrate on the ones that cause most of the medical problems, especially weight gain. So acute stress could be a sudden call to give a speech that you are not prepared for. That's an acute stress. You might fumble, you might have tremors, and then after that, you settle down. Chronic stress, on the other hand, is recurrent stress that can persevere. For instance, you're looking for work. 4 years, you haven't had that work. That is chronic stress. So all of these will lead to your exhibition of enhanced hormonal outbursts that will help you cope. But in so doing, the hormonal outbursts may lead to other unwanted side effects. So in terms of stress management and in terms of stress control, every human being has the adaptive mechanism. There's something we call the general adaptation syndrome, where you can be able to go through that stress in 3 phases. First, you have the alarm phase, where the hormones come up to help you cope with it. And then it will help you cope with the process, but it is so limited. When that stress is removed, you go into the exhaustion phase, and then you calm down. And then the stress is gone.
Okay, we'll talk a bit more about that.
Yes.
But can you tell if you're stressed? Because usually we say it when we've had it.
Yes.
But if you're leading to the point where you get stressed, can you tell, are there signs, are there some symptoms, some kind of experience?
Yes. There are clear symptoms. Some people might not know, and others may observe it.
Okay.
Others may observe it. But generally, to know whether you are stressed or not, the way to look at it is know yourself now. You begin by knowing yourself. How do you react to things? How your numbers, your blood pressure, your weight. Begin with a baseline. And then there are certain signs that may make you know that you're getting into a stressful mode.
Okay.
1, lack of sleep. Lack of sleep. 2, thinking excessively. You just brood over things. You are becoming stressed. Weight gain. Suddenly, you're gaining weight. And most people say, I don't even eat much, but I'm gaining weight.
Yeah.
That is a part of a sign that you could say, maybe I'm getting stressed. The other thing is performance. You're not able to perform well. In that case, the stress has moved you to a different realm of complicating you with something we call depression, major depression. So having chronic stress predisposes to depression.
Okay.
And when you're depressed, you cannot cope well. You keep on procrastinating. You have funny headaches. You cannot sleep. Some people oversleep, even though they are depressed. You cannot meet tasks. Your table is so crowded. And then you miss meetings, you miss appointments. They give you assignments. You cannot really cope
So,
up.
you've gone to work all right, but you really can't place your hands on exactly what you've done or what you've achieved.
Exactly. So I sort of say you become a robot, a human robot, in that somebody has to control you. But for you to control yourself, have a plan for the day, you just go and take care of the day. And you drive, you go to work, but you are not really part of the system. You're doing things. And somebody who is careful in observing, maybe your partner, or your co-worker will notice that things are not going on well with this man or this lady, and then you can know that there's stress. And these are all because of the physiological changes that we go through with stress.
Okay, let me pick on one. How do you gain weight even when you're not eating? How does that happen?
So weight control has to do with a lot of factors. It's metabolism. And metabolism has one portion is the food you eat. The other portion is the hormones that regulate how you build body fat for lean season. So we really build body fat to keep for stressful moment when you don't get food. So there are these two types of hormones. They are called the stress hormones.
Okay.
One is to make you ready to fight and run. That's adrenaline and noradrenaline. So when you see a lion right here, it's a stressful moment. Adrenaline is going to be secreted. Your heart is going to start pounding. Your muscles are going to get tense. You'll be ready to run, take the street. The other hormone is the cortisol, glucocorticoid, corticoids. The cortisol helps you control metabolism.
Okay.
And important is glucose. Okay. So the combination of these stress hormones leads to a situation where one is making you ready to fight, the other one is making you build more glucose, more fat to enable you cope.
Okay.
Yeah. So a recent study in America showed that when you have short bursts of stress, the glucocorticoids are going to be secreted, but they go down. The stress hormones go up and down. But if you are sustained, your stress is sustained, those hormone levels go up. And when they go up, they make your cells convert to fatty cells. And then you build up adipose tissue around your belly, around the buttocks and other areas. So what it means is that your circadian rhythm is going to be distorted. What is the circadian rhythm? The rhythm where your body rests at night and certain hormones are secreted, And then during the day, certain hormones are secreted in different proportions. If you are stressed, you're not going to be sleeping well. You may sleep for 3-4 hours, but you think you are rested, but you're not really sleeping well. So you disturb your circadian rhythm. And the hormones stay too high in your system. One, the adrenaline will make your hypertension, your blood pressure stay high, make you have a lot of appetite. The cortisol will build up fatty cells and make your glucose high. So by the end of the day, if you're stressed for about 3-4 months, you're building something we call metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome.
That doesn't sound good even before you explain.
Yes, so it doesn't sound good. It means your blood pressure is going to be slightly high, you're going to be a little bit chubby, your waistline is going to be wider, your cholesterol is going to be high, your ability to manage glucose is going to go down.
Essentially, you're killing yourself slowly.
Exactly.
So, you know, when I get stressed, I say, like, I can't find myself.
Yes.
Because I'm, like, a bit miserable. How do you, and how do you find yourself when you're in that state? What are some of the things that you can do? What if you don't have control over the number of hours that you do in terms of sleep and what you do? I mean, it's part of it. Stress is just simply part of your life.
Mama V, I don't know why you're saying you don't have control. You have control of your body. You are yourself.
But you don't have control over the time.
You have to. You have to make time. That is what we're going through now. Because of the way we are mostly moving towards type A personality, looking for things, go-getters. Make sure that I get to a PhD level, I get to the management level. We do things that really are in excess. But you have to be able to take time off. Take time off. I'm pretty sure my patients are going to tell me, doctor, take time off.
Yeah.
You have to be able to say, enough is enough, let me take a break. In Ghana, we don't do that a lot. If you look at the Western countries, sometimes they just come and spend 1 month in Ghana, walking around, and you wonder what are they doing? They don't have a life. They are decongesting. Okay, so at one point, we have to be able to decongest. So you have to be able to control. But if you think that you cannot control things, you have to have a discussion with your HR manager. The HR system should be in such a way that they should be able to help people decongest, de-stress, and then come back for higher performance. Otherwise, you're going to get poor performance. And if you're working in a factory, more accidents. If you're a doctor, the person might make mistakes, cut the wrong artery. So all of these have been shown to be related to not resting, not getting enough sleep, and then the excess of the stress hormones.
Okay, so the HR bits is more of the professional workplace, but as an individual,
yes,
what can you do? The little things you can do to manage this.
So I would say to begin with, try to find out whether you are stressed. If you're doing things in excess and there is a pressure on you, see that is it necessary for me to keep this line? Is it necessary for me to have a regular job and to have 2 more jobs? Is it necessary for me to chase land guards for 5 plots all over the town? Is it necessary for me to travel from Tamale to Accra every day just for a business meeting? All of these will help if you can look at your system and then take off the stresses. That's one way. Another way is to try to relax. Okay, take time off, drink a lot of fluids, make sure that you have a socialization with your family members. That helps a lot.
Okay.
Even if it means going back to the village for a while, it helps you recalibrate.
Okay.
Another way is to talk to a psychologist to say, look, I'm not coping. Is there a way you can help me out? And the psychologists have a way of taking you through systematic deconditioning, decongestion, where you'll be able to get out of where you are and then readapt.
I see you haven't mentioned medicine.
Yes.
Or drugs.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are not really indicated in stressful condition unless it is complicated.
Okay.
So complicated means you're exhibiting more anxiety.
Okay.
Lack of sleep, you're panicking. Then your heart rate is high. Then we can give you anxiolytic, but recommend psychological therapy.
Okay. Sorry, I've got 5 minutes with you now. Let me just activate the phone lines on 0302-211-69-102, 0302-211-69-102. Give us a quick call right now. If you've heard something, you're part of this category of persons and you need some advice, the doctor's advice, give me a quick call now. We've only got 5 minutes to do this, Doc.
So, like we're continuing with our conversation on how you can manage your stress. Medications are usually necessary when there are complications. Anxiety, you're exhibiting more anxiety, you can't sleep, we give you sleeping pills, or you're having major depression. But most of it, you can take care of yourself. There is an adaptive phase where you can be able to recondition your brain, condition your system by getting more input from everybody around you, getting more rest, getting more fluids into your system. Avoid alcohol, avoid cigarettes and other stressful conditions.
Okay, let's go to the phone line. Mahama Abdul Latif is from Nandom is joining us. Mahama, good morning. Thank you for your call. Let's hear you.
It's my pleasure. I just want to ask a question.
Oh, please do.
Concerning the stress management. I don't know. Like Dr. Ratu said, at your workplace, if they are not finding it comfortable, what do you think one can do to avoid, maybe to reduce your stress level?
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Let's hear from Solomon. Solomon Avaji is in Wale Wale. Hello, Solomon. Hello, Solomon, good morning. You're on air. Good morning, Solomon.
Yeah, hello.
Is this Solomon, please?
Yes.
Okay, you're on air. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Solomon, you're on air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Okay, you have to turn down the volume on your television set when you give me a call, and I don't have a lot of time, so let's do this rather very quickly.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, Solomon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please go on.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, we have to do this again. Solomon, please call back because there's a lot of back and forth. And when you call, please turn down the volume on your television set so we don't get the feedback. 0302-211-69-102 is the number to call. But maybe, Doc, we can address the question that Mahama put.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so a lot of us are stressed at work. That is part of work. Okay, so stress at work is part of the system. You have to adapt. You have to have a way of meeting your targets at work. So those are stressful. But if it's in excess, then Mahama, you will probably have to sit down with your immediate superior and then discuss what you're experiencing. Let them know if there's an HR department that you can relate to, you go and discuss with them. But people have had other experiences where they can say medically he's really affected by his work, the type of the environment, the stress, other exposure to staff, and then a transfer might be given. But that will a long stretch. You have to go for psychological counseling and stuff. But by and large, workplace is a community. You have to get along with some. You don't get along with some, you have to adapt. So if it is too much, Mahama, I would advise you should meet with a superior. If it is the one causing the problem, then in that case, you have to meet with the HR and your director of the place. Okay. And then you can see what you can do.
All right. Abdullah, I have Abdullah and Joseph, but Abdullah first. Good morning to you.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to contribute to the program.
Please do.
Please, the last time we tested my mother BP, it was low. And then the weight too was low. But for a month later, before we realized she has gotten a stroke. And then we were surprised how comes and then she has gotten the stroke. Because the last time we checked the BP and then she doesn't have the BP and the weight was low. she wasn't having, the weight too was low. So before we realized stroke,
Okay.
one.
All right.
And then we were surprised.
Okay. So what's the condition now, Abdullah? What's her condition?
The condition is getting worse. She can't get up, but the speaking is coming, but she can't just get up.
Okay. I see you're calling from Bupe. So which facility do you use?
Bupe clinic, polyclinic.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for sharing. Doc will address your issue. The last person I'm speaking to is Joseph, who is joining us from Kumasi. Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning, madam, and good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Yes, I want to ask a question. Doctor did talk about excessive thinking, right? And I want to know, as a young man, if you're looking for a job for a while and you are not getting it, so how can you stay motivated? How can you stay outside excessive thinking so that you are not, you don't fall a victim of what you are discussing this morning?
Very, very good question there, Joseph. Thank you very much. So 2 issues.
Right.
Maybe we can address Joseph before.
Yeah, Abdullah, yes. Okay, let me go to Joseph. Joseph, one is really complex but simple in that as a young man, your duty is to think. That is what we have to think. Young men think and plan. If you're not getting a job, there are so many ways you can make a living. Entrepreneurship. Start something. Start something. You remember there are people who started selling dog chains and things on the street. And guess where they are now? They are CEOs, they are business owners, they've made it. Okay? So you could start. The fact that you're not getting a regular job doesn't mean that that's the end of life.
Yeah, but doing something that you didn't think you would end up doing, couldn't that also give you a lot more stress?
It could, but that is why we're human beings able to move to the next level. So remember, each segment of your life could be a phase. I'm not stagnant here, but I'm doing it because I have to survive.
Okay.
Then at the appropriate time, I move to the next level. So don't fight what you're dealing with. Just take it that this is my moment. Let me make use of it, but I'm looking for other ways. As soon as I get that chance, I'll go to the next level.
All right. Let's finish up with Abdullah. Abdullah is taking us back to our previous conversations.
Yes. So I'm so sorry about your mom, but there are so many causes of stroke. Hypertension is just but one of them. It's why in the older individuals, hypertension becomes a less important cause. Rhythm problems, there's a rhythm called atrial fibrillation that will lead to clot formation in the heart, and that clot will break off and then be carried to the brain. That's the commonest cause of stroke in the elderly. Another one is cholesterol blocking the blood supply to the brain that can cause stroke. So I'm sorry about your mom, but the most important thing now is for you to be present, encourage her, work with her, let her exercise, and she'll be up. Younger people, hypertension becomes an important cause of stroke. So in Ghana, overall, hypertension is our #1 reason for stroke, but it is not so much in the elderly.
Okay.
So stress is really with us, and weight gain is one of the commonest symptoms and signs of stress.
Okay.
And the main reason we alluded to was because of the hormones that we secrete. That make you unable to balance your metabolism and build up a lot of adipose tissue.
Okay. Final doctor's advice in 30 seconds.
So I think as human beings, we are exposed to stress. That is not denying. We have to be exposed to stress but be able to deal with it. The fact that we're human beings makes us adaptive to be able to take care of our environment. So if you are excessively stressed and it's chronic, I would advise that you should look at other ways of making things better for yourself. And then take time off. Do not engage in excessive activity that may end up by not paying. Okay, so I think as Ghanaians, I speak for myself, we have not less than one job. We do have so many jobs. Those who are complaining that they don't have jobs will finally get a job, but they won't stop there. they're going to be building homes, they're going to be looking for other means of, and that increases our stress level.
Okay.
So I advise that we should tone it down, take it step by step.
All right. Thank you very much, Doc. That's Dr. Joseph Akama. He's head of cardiology, Kolibu Teaching Hospital and the University of Ghana Medical School. That's our Healthy Thursday conversation. I hope that you've bagged a few things going into the Easter holidays. You would check your stress level and your weight level as well. Stay with us. When we come back, Uncle White is in the studio. We're talking Dora. Why? Did you not watch it? Well, it's the perfect Easter play, really. We will tell you what you missed if you didn't watch the first time, and we'll tell you why you shouldn't miss it this time around. Stay with us.